These shoes.
These gloves.
Because I need something as reliable as I am.
Because they keep me light on my feet.
Because my hands are my tools.
Sometimes it's hard to keep up.
The hours are long.
My body wants to quit. But I'm proud.
It's who I am.
It's my grind. This is our coffee. And this is how it lives.
So what's this fine gentleman? He said his Neeson. What's his name?
Neeson over that hashtag show.
Hey, yo, Neeson over at this hashtag show. You really want the smoke? Do you really want the smoke? Oh, no. Brian is one of them brushing up on 2K22. He is looking real good, looking limber, fingers looking loose. Neeson, I'm calling you out right now on the Mac Mania podcast. Wow. We will do this. We will film this. It will be done. I hope you're in Texas, and they probably going to have some kind of integration set up. We might settle it there.
Hey, you're going to get embarrassed.
I am not doing anything.
Brian Waters, you guys could get all your friends lined up. Brian Waters alone could gauntlet all of you and your buddies.
That's how I think I want to do it.
Yeah, we'll throw the tables.
I'm the Mac of the Mac Mania show. I don't want to get my hands dirty.
What?
I call upon Captain Planet. I summon Chocolate Captain Planet. That's what a Planeteer would do. I summon. I don't.
I summon.
Like
Sitting there with the ring, like my job.
I'm picking up a few pieces of trash, and then when things get hot and heavy, I call on Chocolate Captain Planet.
The whole show's a cop out. Yo, Captain Planet, help me.
But when you say it like that, I imagine like someone walking their dog, and when they use the bathroom, like, I don't want to pick this up. Captain Planet, can you?
No. They want to go, they'll give the whole rundown of Captain Planet. Like they're like Planeteers, they like pick up litter and stuff, but all of a sudden like a crazy pollution guy will come. Like we can't do anything with this guy. They're like Earth. Watch Captain Planet, but I got the chocolate Captain Planet. Mr. Williams, kick rocks.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. This is That Wrestling Show presented by THS Wrestling. It's been a long time, but we're back. Hope everybody is doing well. Dylan, what's up? Kat, what's up? Matthew, what's going on? Ken, how is it going? We are back. My name is John, and I am undefeated in axe throwing competitions, or so I've been told. And I am joined by the man who decided to put me on his team, and he said, Pingle, I need you to put the team on your back. And I said, I got you. Neeson, I hit that bullseye just for you, my friend.
My God. What does it feel like to be a captain of a winning team? I don't know. Now I know what, the greats like Kobe Bryant or LeBron James or any teams that's basically from LA. I mean, Mookie Betts. Let's just keep rattling them off here. I know a lot of people don't know that being captains of if you're a Detroit team or if you're any other kind of team fan. No disrespect. I mean, no disrespect to anybody. But LA, City of Champions here. And damn right, I picked the right man with the right hand-eye coordination to hit the bullseye when it was needed. Look, I started off hot. I got us to 3. And then by God that this man closed the deal as he should, because you know what? He's more than a relief pitcher. He's a closer.
I'm a closer, baby.
ladies
I'm a
and gentlemen.
closer. It's all that
KP
MLB
Grace.
The Show 22, that hand-eye coordination. My God, it came in handy finally.
Drizzle.
That was fun. That was a good time last night. I will say
It was a great time. It was great to be outside, guys. You know, I know Dylan said I'm in my PJs. Nah, Dylan, I'm actually not. This is a very swanky shirt. I was outside today. You know, I was doing a little beach. Got my thighs out. You know, big meaty men out here. Thigh boy gang. You hear that? Thigh boy gang out here. Doing my squats and my deadlifts, you know, hitting some PRs too. It's great. It's a great time. Summertime's almost here. Yeah, baby. Some trap season is almost here. So make sure you follow the Instagram, ladies.
My God.
Gentlemen.
God.
We're talking about some professional wrestling today.
Yeah,
enough of my trap stories.
We're going to talk about throwing big axes like Hogan in Japan. Yes, that was the finisher, I believe, over in Japan. Show those quads.
Yeah, show those quads, big thigh guys over here, baby.
Bully Ray wishes. Remember that was his thing?
Bully Ray wishes.
His thing. His quads.
Oh, no, I'm going to tell you, Pingle has some. Forget his quads, his calves. My God.
Calfzilla. I'm Calfzilla, baby.
It's to marvel at. I'm just jealous every time. Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh shit. Yeah, so you know, we hung out last night. We talked a lot about wrestling, and then I remember
about Doctor Strange.
And a lot about Doctor Strange, but I remember at one point you checked your phone and you went, I got charged for New Japan World. And I went, yeah, I got charged for it again today. And I said, you know, we'll see how tonight goes, because I know Tetsuya Naito is going up against Kazuchika Okada in the main event. And while Tetsuya Naito, his destino is still a little out of reach, some surprising things happened last night at New Japan Pro Wrestling. And we're going to talk about them and talk about how it might affect the landscape of professional wrestling moving forward.
Right.
Main event ends. Kazuchika Okada doing his thing, you know, having a good old time, celebrating, and some familiar music that we haven't heard in Japan in 3 years.
It's a long time.
3 years.
It's a long time.
Rings throughout the stadium, and it's that of King Switch. Go check out our interview with him over at YouTube.
Friend of the show, baby.
That #show TV. I know he was probably, you know, he's probably a little disappointed he had to miss some NBA playoff games, but he had other business to attend to. He shows up, he faces off against the Rainmaker, and joining him are the Good Brothers, and they just lay waste to poor Kazuchika Okada. There he is. That's Kazuchika Okada after he was beaten up. But we got a great picture here. And you'll see we have Taiji Ishimori, the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. We have the worst booker in the world, Gato. We have a couple of other people in there, but you'll notice to your left here, we have another surprise because Juice Robinson has joined Bullet Club. Now, a lot of interesting things are happening here. I have told you, I don't know if we've said this on the show, but I've told you New Japan proper needs Switchblade. He's back. Dylan says, I need to watch more New Japan. I am starting to... I'm getting there, and we'll talk a little bit more. This might be a New Japan heavy show, but for good reason. How do you feel about, what do you think the implications of this? Because Jay White has been stateside for 3 years, and now he's back. We know the world is kind of sort of opening up a little bit, so wrestlers can travel from Japan and back a little more safely. Does this, when you saw this, were you like, oh, I am interested I'm interested in where we go here.
No, I honestly,
Wow.
when I saw it, I was like, I still got to cancel my New Japan subscription. It reminded me again when you hit me about it. No, not really. I think it is something with Juice. I'm more so happy to see where this turns. The Good Brothers going back, I think it's great for them, but it's still nothing to make me want to tune in even more. Like it's the same old. Like, and I think it still needs to be something. Rather the Bullet Club goes away for a while, or like it's a completely revamped. I don't think it's always just in a couple, out a couple. And it's never really this thing of it's a complete flip on its head, and haven't had that luster to me since they super kicked AJ out of the Bullet Club, and
Wow.
that was like a big a big changeover ago. Yeah, exactly. So I you're strapping the Bullet Club name on new people. Right. Yeah. It feels very yes, absolutely. Very post Wolfpack NWO.
Well, I think to your point there, you're saying slapping the name onto new people. Who would you be referring to? Are you talking like House of Torture, like Evil and his little group of people? That's like the offset version of Bullet Club, or are you talking about?
I'm talking about it all. I'm talking about Chris Bay. I'm talking about even Juice, right? Like you but it doesn't feel completely new because it still feels like it's of old. It's like when NWO came to WWE and like had like everybody in it, or when DX started like putting random people together when they redid, Hornswoggle was in DX, and like it just doesn't feel, if you want to have it feel refreshed and new, it has to be completely flipped on its head, and nothing has given me that feeling of it being completely flipped on its head. Even like Switchblade, like coming to America, it's not like he like disbanded Bullet Club and like and
He
shed
found
it.
some new friends and wanted to come back and take back over, basically.
Yeah, like what I'm saying, like it's nothing's making me feel like I must watch this. That's why it's like I think it's cool, like it's great, but it doesn't move the needle for me at all. I think this will be great for Forbidden Door, will be great for AEW, that they can do a legit Bullet Club versus maybe Bullet Club versus the Elite or something like that. Bullet Club versus Undisputed Elite. And I know that's not on the docket to talk about, but come on, like Undisputed Elite, like give me something new. And I think that's the thing I've been talking about when it comes to the Bullet Club for years on this show. Years. It's like this is the same thing that we've been doing for almost 10 years now. 10.
Has Bullet Club really been around for 10 years?
Like when was Finn Balor? 2013? Was it 2013?
2013. Yeah. Oh my God. Wow. It's been 10 years.
Yeah. Like
they debuted. Oh, well, yeah, it'll be not. Well, oh my God. I can't do math. It'll be 11. It'll be 11 years in 2 days. That's not right. Yes, it is. 11 years in.
Give me the date. Give me the date. Just give me the date.
It's 2013. Somebody do math for me, because
so 9 years.
It'll be 9 years in 2 days on May 3rd.
It'd be 9 years. Yeah. So yeah. So like I said, almost 10 years. Almost 10 years. Like it's not all roses. Yeah, it won't be. I hope. Yeah, Undisputed Elite sounds a lot like Y2AJ to me. But it didn't last for long, but they had shirts.
Yeah, that's not good. Obviously, that's not going to last long.
Yeah,
so
not at all. So but that's why. That's your question. That's why it just doesn't move the needle. I think it's cool. I think it's great to talk about. But again, I think it doesn't break the threshold of like legit peaking outside interests of the same people. And when we talk about entertainment and wrestling, it's like it's pushing that. And that's what the initial Bullet Club. Like I didn't really watch New Japan Wrestling like that. But when I heard of this guy Finn Balor dressing like or Prince Devitt dressing like Joker and Venom and and then them, yeah, Eminem, and then like having the Good Brothers, this tag team, and having this faction, and they did, he was going to guns, and then he shirts some C, and it's like, man, what is this? I need to like catch on to this, right? Like it had that and by the time I really watched it when Finn Balor left and AJ was the leader of Bullet Club, it was like, yo, this right here is on it was hitting on all cylinders. It just hasn't given me that feeling yet. That's all.
Okay. I mean, that is fair enough. Well, I'll throw another thing at you. Yeah. Another thing that was announced at New Japan last night. New Japan is always very tournament heavy. Actually, a lot of Japanese wrestling is pretty tournament heavy. Oh my goodness. And we had an announcement of the Best of the Super Juniors tournament. I believe this is 29. And over the past couple of years, because of COVID, it's just kind of been like, all right, we just got some we're just trying to like fill some spaces here with Young Lions or other stuff.
That's pretty.
I disagree with that.
That's pretty. That's a statement. That's a hot take. Hot take, Dylan, baby, coming in hot.
Ugh.
I can't say this.
He was an awful addition to Bullet Club.
I can't say this.
Straight up.
Cody Rhodes was to a New Japan pro wrestling purist was the worst thing that could happen. Cody Rhodes to a outsider of New Japan's but still a pro wrestling fan was the best thing that can happen. Cody Rhodes doing that promo outside of Ontario's stadium, outside of Toyota Arena, doing the Independence Day remake promo where that got Jacobs fired,
right?
Was the best thing that can happen to outside of New Japan Wrestling pro wrestling fans. But to your point, to like New Japan Wrestling fans that's been rocking with Bullet Club and been rocking with it is the worst thing that can happen. But without Cody, like he said on Corey Gray's podcast, without Cody Rhodes, there's no AEW. So he was definitely a key member in that. So while everybody wants to boo, I'm not saying you are, Pingo, but while everybody wants to boo Cody Rhodes,
he wasn't a good Bullet Club member.
Yeah, but without, that's the thing. Without that, there is no AEW. Like, because he could never be. Like he had to be a part of that. He had to be a part of that insider.
I would more argue if he wasn't friends with them, there would be no AEW. Like I don't think he needed to be in Bullet Club to.
I think Bullet Club, and I think that's why the Young Bucks take it so seriously. Bullet Club was friends because everybody kind of turned their back on Bullet Club. Like everybody turned their back on Young Bucks, Kenny, Hangman, Adam Page. It was like them versus. It was literally their crew versus everybody else.
Yeah. And
so, and he talks about how Kevin Owens, when he left, Kevin Owens was like, "Hey, look, I'm gonna hook you up with the Young Bucks." And he caught the Young Bucks, was like, "Hey, man, this guy is great. Take care of him." And what they did was really take care of him. Was like, you know what? Come into our circle because a lot of people are not gonna like you.
Yeah.
And so I think to your point, that's what Bullet Club American was, like I don't even know like the proper term, but Bullet Club USA, when like the Young Bucks left New Japan and all that, like that's what it was. So yeah, man, interesting hot take. I think
one other thing, just to kind of I guess double back on like the stables in New Japan, they always feel very like I know we have United Empire, which is like that's new, that feels different.
Yeah, it does.
But other than that, it's like Chaos and Suzuki-gun. They've all and Bullet Club. They've all been around forever. There's nothing like new. And then like and I'm sorry, LIJ, Los Ingobernables de Japón.
Yeah,
which is like not as I guess they have as many. Well, not because Evil, because he's a fucking traitor. But anyway, It doesn't like, but other companies, it feels like in Japan, for Hiromu. We'll talk about Hiromu in a second here. It feels like they're kind of like revamping every couple of years,
Right.
where it's like they have like a big stable that is around for a while, and then something happens, and then they go, ugh, and just get rid of that stable and start 2 new stables with different names, different all this stuff. So I think I would love to see that in New Japan, but I think, if they're still making money off the Bullet Club stuff, they're not gonna not do it.
Of course, I think there's opportunity to really create something new with the Bullet Club. Look, I get those shirts sell, but it's NXT 2.0, right? Like it's NXT Black and Gold, and how you could keep having the same thing, having your Adam Coles, having your Tyler Russ, having your indie darlings come in and make a name for themselves as their names, but it's not going to grow within itself when you have to but how do you do that? You literally flip it on its head. You literally take Black and Gold and you spray paint it with different colors.
Right.
And so I think new Black, what is it called? Bullet Club. I think it should really take a look at that. I think it should really look at and say, hey, we could keep the Bullet Club, but let's flip it on its head and let's really shock the world. And I think really now with the Super Juniors, it has opportunity.
I think they could really do that, especially with Jay White back, where like the majority of people that are in Bullet Club are. He could trim the fat if he wanted to and just keep this little faction, make it a little smaller. I mean, they already kicked out Guerrillas of Destiny. They're out. They're on their own now. So they're kind of sort of getting rid of some people just to trim it down a little bit. And I wonder if they just disassociate House of Torture from, I don't even know who's in that freaking group. I think it's literally like 4 people. If they just disassociate Evil and all of them, because we know like Jay White has had a real big issue with Evil and him saying that he's like the leader of Bullet Club. So anyway, let's get to Best of the Super Juniors. Let's bring up the card here. Or not the card. Let's bring up the I got it. All right. So these are the blocks, Block A and Block B, and we were talking about how previous years have kind of felt like, well, it's just all the Japan guys, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't feel as special when you don't have people from overseas or from different companies. And if you're looking here, we got guys from New Japan Strong. We have Ace Austin from Impact. We have Alex Zane. We have Francisco Akira, who is, I assume, no longer in Noah because I think he's in United Empire now. But he's great. And then who else do we got? We got Teton from I believe C-Mill, El Lindemann, Wheeler Yuta, and TJP. So this feels a lot different than the last couple of years. It feels more exciting. I know you said, do you still feel the same way about this? And I'm going to ask a follow-up question regardless of what you say.
I think we're getting back to it feels like we're getting back to the days when, like Chris Jericho's,
John Moxley in the G1.
John Moxley in the G1. But I mean, even wait, they announced that this year?
No. I'm saying like that's what we're getting back to. Like, holy crap!
Yeah, getting back to like, but even further than that, I'm talking like young Lionhearts, and like the back in the day, wasn't Owen Hart in a junior?
Yes.
So I think we're getting back to that, and that feels good. That feels like, okay, we're seeing this not younger group of talent, because I feel like not all of them are younger per se, but you feel like there's this smaller quote unquote group of talent that could really make a name for themselves, and you're mixing up with these different promotions, and this is the place that it should be. And especially if New Japan is trying to really push New Japan Strong, they need to have other promotions attached to it that can, push to LA for a show. So why not have AAA a part? Why not have these other wrestlers from around the world come be a part of this.
Dylan, I will also say I love Robbie Eagles. I met him at PWG once, and he was super cool. And yeah, I love Robbie Eagles. He's great.
Hey, Dylan, I have to say that I just did this audition where they had me do a Australian accent, and I was very upset. And I told them no because I didn't want to butcher it. And I thought about you, my man, because out of respect, I am not going to butcher an Australian accent. So just wanted to say that.
So while, you know, it's kind of like, oh, all right, we're getting back to normal, and we see some AEW wrestlers / ROH wrestlers in this tournament, do the wheels start to get turning and you go, this year's G1 could be crazy if we continue down this road?
Look, that is the thing that I honestly like. That's the thing that I'm looking forward to from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like, if you don't give me Daniel Bryan in a G1, Moxley in a G1,
Samoa Joe
in a G1, give me that in a G1. Is I'm all for it, but I think this is the warm up. I do think it's the warm up. I do think you save your cards, but imagine like. Who's a champion in New Japan right now?
Of which caliber? A main champion? It's Okada.
Yeah, okay, so imagine a Will Ospreay versus Daniel Bryan in a bracket, right? Like, this is that time we can't get those dream matches without having to actually book them via, you know, like with a storyline or whatever the case may be. Like, they literally are just wrestling. This is what New Japan does best. This is what will make me continually spend that money monthly if we get these type of matches for the G1. Get Punk in the G1. Get Punk in the G1.
That would be something, but I don't know if he'd probably be willing to do it. Right?
I mean, why not get him in a G? I mean, I get it. He can't like just remake another Bret Hart match, but it will get him in the G1. This is what we want. Get Cesaro in the G1.
That's what I want. I don't want him to be. I want him in as a free agent. I want that to be first thing. I want that to be the first thing he does in wrestling. How cool would that be?
It was somebody else that was thinking about possibly going in a G1, and I can't remember from that. Used to be in WWE, but
well, the whole deal I think was with Bryan Danielson. Didn't he say he wanted?
They were gonna let him.
Yeah,
they were gonna let him do it. Yeah, I mean, no, I was saying like somebody else that got released that I was like, oh, should be in the G1. But yeah, give me that. Malcolm Bivens forever.
Well, we're going to talk about that's our next topic. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
But you said someone that was recently released. Yeah.
Hey.
Bivens. Bivens for G1. Make it happen, people.
Bivens for G. Bivens for G1.
All right. Well, I guess we should just we'll scoot on over into that topic. We had a number of AEW. I'm sorry, not AEW. My goodness. A number of NXT releases.
AEW would never mass release people.
Not yet. But we had I don't want to say a mass, but we had what was it? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people about all NXT talent. And then, I mean, I guess the highlights for me at least was Dakota Kai, Malcolm Bivens, and Dexter Lumis. I mean, we had a couple of other people, but to me, like, and you and I have talked about this like a number of times, and we talked about this in chat and on the show like a million times. And we'll get to we'll start to talk about Dylan's thing in a minute after we do this, but it just kind of feels like I'm at the point, like, if you go back and watch the video I posted when the first round of releases happened during when COVID first started, I was like I was sitting right over here, and I was visibly upset about it. I was like, this is awful. Why would they do this? And now I'm kind of like, okay, like, you know, I think like it's gotten to the point where I'm like, if they want to continue to do this, they're going to go make their money elsewhere. And a lot of them are talented enough to do whatever the heck they want. So I'm just kind of like, you know, I just kind of shrug and go, it sucks that they are now unemployed. That part sucks. Right. But I mean, like Dakota Kai and Malcolm Bivens, they have, I mean, any other company would be dumb not to have them, honestly. And that's kind of where I'm at with releases right now. People were texting me and being like, oh my God, this is horrible. And I know you were reading some stuff and it was like, people were like, it's the end of WWE as we know it. They're going down. And it's like, no, it's not. No offense to them, to anyone that was released. None of these people, like, we're not going to go look back in 2033 and be like, that's what killed WWE. No offense to them, but it's just like, we're not there. And I don't know if WWE will ever be to that point unless someone buys them and just liquidizes it. Anyway.
Look, Terry left, and
Terry,
like, he left and went to other promotions and everything, and was trying his hardest, and WWE is A-okay, guys. Everyone left and they're fine.
Yeah.
So if you think people getting mass released or whatever the case on from their like C show,
the show they barely care about. Let's be honest.
They're okay. Look, you got your champion on that show. His dad got kidnapped, and this man has just shown up to work just looking through doors for like the past 3 weeks. Like, you think they honestly care about that show?
Is my kidnapped father behind this door? No.
Oh, no. See you next week.
Could you imagine if it was just like, yeah, I called the police and they're looking into it. Oh, they found him and arrested these individuals. Could you imagine if that happened? I would be like, this is the greatest show ever written. Yeah, I called the cops like a normal human being.
Where is he? I'm just gonna go to these rooms that have a bunch of mirrors from IKEA hanging up on the walls. Weird. Oh no! Like, I know this is not the conference. We're not talking about Braun Breaker's terrible title reign. But one of those people that was involved in that got released. I don't understand. Like, I would like to know. This man was crowned like the next Brock Lesnar. They gave him like all the tools. They shaved his head, and he got released. He looked
like a menace. I don't know what more they wanted from him, right?
You know why he got released? Because he kidnapped someone's father.
Oh,
that's why he got released. They were like, well, since you kidnapped his father and tied him up loosely inside of the cage that whoever stood in, that hung on top of the same cage that Dakota Kai so dastardly turned on,
what a great turn,
Tegan Knox, and injured her knee again. That dastardly Dakota Kai. The same cage. That's where they stored that was stuck in a warehouse somewhere in the back of the PC. That's where they stored Braun Breaker's father at, that just got into the Hall of Fame. Yeah, right there.
Rick Breaker.
Yeah.
Richard Breaker.
Richard Breaker.
Your name's not Rick Steiner anymore. It's Richard Breaker. And then when you come up to the main roster, it'll just be Richard.
Just be Dick. But to your point, yes, like these releases, look, Dakota Kai is one hell of a talent, and really can't get anything over. I think me and you talk about this a lot, and I love the conversations with you about wrestling because to me, like, you're one of the most wrestling purist people I know, like professional wrestling purists. And it doesn't have to be about character. It doesn't have to be about all of the entertainment stuff. It has to be about wrestling. It has to be about being able to tell the story within the ring. And so that balances me a lot because I love the characterness of it. I love the entertainment factor of it. And then I love the also storytelling in the ring. So Dakota Kai is one of those people that could tell a hell of a story in the ring. She's one of those people that if you give something to her, she definitely made it work. But it's just finding what you can give her. So I think it's just a thing of like, it's legitimately like we have nothing for you right now.
She tag teamed with a sleepy person.
That
was the thing she did.
And she had a thing going where she was like talking to herself and stuff. And then they took that away and paired her with Raquel Rodriguez, Rescue Ranger, Double R. They paired her with her, and then they lost the title in a day.
Yeah,
and
I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, and then she was gone. So look, all I know is that what was it, a ladder match where it was Dakota Kai, Io Shirai, Tegan Knox, everybody's gone from it. The 5 women are gone from it, but Io Shirai. And God damn it, if you don't put Io Shirai with Asuka right now,
it's not gonna happen
now, God damn it,
here's a bold prediction: Io Shirai will be back in Stardom mid 2023. And that's my prediction. When she was a criminal. Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Thomas, you don't have to apologize for being late, man. We're just happy you're here and joining us. So what about the tag team unification match? Now, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna get to it. The Big Show would be clinging to the back of that car. He would have. Hey, Paul White. You're a big nasty bastard, and your mama said so. R.I.P. Big Boss Man.
To this comment about Dylan that he think Persha did not get enough time to show. I think she did. I think that whole indie run with her or indie run, but her and Indy, like they had a whole with Dexter and Duke and all that. The surprise out of that was Dexter to me. I thought Dexter had a solid character. I think, where do you go from that though? Unfortunately, somebody that doesn't talk and this like we're like they box themselves in a corner with that. But I think she did. I think she just didn't hit the marks, honestly. Like I watched all those segments with her, and Indy is a star for sure. But what do you do with Indy now? What do you do with Duke? Like, what do you do with these people that are just bland and they have nothing? Like I'm not saying Indy's bland, not at all, because Indy's a star. Right. Indy's a star.
Right. Well, I mean, we're talking about it in chat, so I think we might as well talk about this. So there was supposed to be, and this is at WrestleMania Backlash, not obviously tonight, it's next week.
Yeah, Mother's Day.
On Mother's Day.
Yeah, people, how did you find out about this?
How did I find out about what?
About the tag team match being a 3-on-3 match.
How did I find out about it?
Yeah,
when you told me last night.
You say how, and I was like, yeah, wait. You're like, wait, what? It's not a tag team match? Is gonna be a unification tag team match anymore? That's how I felt, by the way. I just say that to say that's when I found out, when I seen WWE post a graphic, and I was like, what happened?
So we were supposed to have the tag team unification match, which I guess this is a couple of tiers we can talk about. How do you feel about them even broaching the subject, of unifying our tag team titles?
I felt two ways about it. One, I felt like it wouldn't last long if they did it. Just because, that unification title is not going to stay unified for quite some time. But that also showed me that unification title wasn't going to stay unified for quite some time.
Yeah.
But I wanted it to be, a part of me wanted it to be together, because that means that they don't care about their tag division. Matter of fact, the Viking Raiders just got sent back down to NXT.
Oh yeah.
So they don't care about their main tag team, but they do have some tag teams that are undeniable. They got the Street Profits, which, look, they're hitting on all cylinders. Like, I never thought, I think I said this a couple of months ago, I was like, I didn't think that they could get better. And they literally, not saying like they're not good, but I'm like, I thought they hit their peak as a tag team, but they literally breached that. And you have RK Bro, which is over like
It's fun.
Nobody's business.
It's fun.
Yeah, and then you got Alpha Academy, which again, over like those are 3 tag teams. Plus, you have the New Day, which are still doing the Lord's work, and doing the Sheamus and Rich Holland gimmick. But when I tell you that they're running that Butch thing, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are really doing everything to make Butch work. And Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods said this on Twitter. He said, I hands down think you're one of the best entertainers in WWE, to Butch on his Twitter, like under his in a thread, not recorded, but in a thread, right? And he is like, this is a man that had no gimmick, no personality, no nothing in NXT that we just all loved because we loved the way he wrestled. And they gave him the most outrageous thing, and it's actually entertaining. Like, it's actually like, I know people love Pete Dunne and all that, but like Butch is actually entertaining. So that
anything to get the man paid.
Anything to get the man paid. So they have 4 tag teams. 4 like major tag teams across 2 shows, not counting the Usos, which would be 5.
Right.
That's not enough for 2 tag divisions, right? Like, that's not enough. But them going triple threat or 6-on-6, it shows that the real money that they're putting behind is Roman Reigns, the head of the table, the tribal chief, the needle mover.
So so it is a 6-man tag now. So they're not doing that. It's going to be RK Bro and
Drew McIntyre.
Oh, and we got the Mysterios too. They are a tag team. They're former tag team champions. So we also have the Mysterios.
Well, are they a tag team when you watch your son get mangled by Veer?
Yeah.
You got your son's ear was all in Veer's nuts. Yeah, he was hearing what his nuts was saying. His future kids was talking in your son's ear, and you was just backing catering like, damn, that's fucked up, son. You gotta learn. You could be down in NXT 2.0 right now, but instead you listening to Veer's future children talk in your ear, whisper right now as you pass out. You telling me that's a tag team? No. That is not a tag team, sir. That is just child abuse. That is child endangerment. That is a lot of things. That is not a tag team.
So we're getting the 6-man, and I think somebody had commented, Dylan might have commented. There you go. What do you think about? Do you think it's just lazy that they're not doing it, or did they think that Backlash wasn't stacked enough and that they needed to add a little oomph to it?
I think Roman didn't have a match that they wanted to main event.
So they did. You don't think they wanted to do Roman versus apparently Drew McIntyre?
Not at Backlash. Not now. They want to build to that.
So you think they're going to hold off, like Thomas said, until Money in the Bank or SummerSlam for that?
Absolutely. They're doing stadium shows. They're doing stadium at Money in the Bank, stadium at SummerSlam, then stadium at the UK. And then they're doing Royal Rumble, a couple of months after that. That's a stadium show. I'm surprised. I'm sure Survivor Series may be even a stadium show. I don't even know where that's at. So you're gonna have to sell these tickets, and their money. Roman Reigns is a ticket seller. Brock Lesnar is a ticket seller. John Cena is no surprise that John Cena's in talks about coming back for the summer, is a ticket seller. So they're trying to get Drew McIntyre there as a ticket seller. You're gonna need to build. You're gonna need to stretch these shows out. Sorry, arena shows probably won't be getting single Roman Reigns matches for a while,
unless it's built up to someone who might take the title off.
Unless it's someone who might take the title off.
Which is another topic that I feel like we talk about a lot is who, pray tell, will be taking these titles off of Roman. And I mean, we have Drew McIntyre kind of seemingly waiting in the wings. We do have that UK show coming up. Do you think, and I mean, let's be honest, Drew he got his WrestleMania moment, but it wasn't really in front of people. And for it to be in Europe, for him to dethrone the undeniable WWE undisputed champion would be huge. So do you think it is Drew that ends up doing it, or do you think it is the other ticket seller that was just mentioned in the chat?
Well, look, the other ticket seller that you just mentioned in the chat is looking at all of the golden age of NXT Dusty kids, and he's saying, fuck them kids. Okay? That's what he's saying. He's definitely going for that. But I think I truly think somehow, some way, and maybe it's Money in a Bank they do this, and maybe this look, now I'm talking this through, guys. We're a family here. We're a family. Let's have a conversation. Let's all get on, sit crisscross applesauce in a circle. And let's have a conversation on the train tracks. All right. So Money in a Bank, first time in a stadium, in a packed out Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Now, last time it was there, when we were there, it was 50,000 people. And that was the max that they capped it at. It wasn't at the max that it could hold, because we seen it and they had a lot of other seats they could have filled there. Yeah. It could have been WrestleMania level. So guys, they're going to want to sell that out. And this is going to be the first Money in the Bank stadium show. Why you do that? Perhaps. Why? Well, maybe you're going to unify these titles at WrestleMania, but then you're going to break them up. So maybe one of those ladder matches, maybe is not just a ladder match for Money in the Bank championship opportunity. It's a ladder match for the Raw Championship. And now, what better way to have, if you're talking about ticket selling needle movers, to have Cody Rhodes? You got a returning Mustafa Ali. You have you can have the I put my nuts in your ear, Veer. You can have you can have Dominic Mysterio, freshly healed Dominic Mysterio, after turning on his dad, because it's like, how can you let this man's children scream in my ear like this, Dad? You can have him in it, and he could be like, Eddie was my real father, and go up the ladder like he did when he was 9. You can have all these things and sell tickets, and then have Roman versus Brock 3 or 4 or Cena or whatever, right? For Money in the Bank. And then for SummerSlam, now you have your big matches, yada, yada, yada. I'm just talking this through. But if we keep it as unified, it got to be Drew, right? It has to be Drew. They're not going to give Cody right now.
It just kind of feels like if Cody gets the belt sooner than later, it's like, then what?
Yeah, exactly. And they love telling the story. Look, Cody made his bones in WWE before, whatever the case may be, but he's still an outsider. He left and started a whole nother company. And every single track record from AJ Styles to whoever, they come, he breaks them down. They start hot, they sizzle out, they bring them back up. You think of Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero, the Radicals. You think of like I said, AJ Styles. He came out, started off hot, beat Roman went right into a feud with Roman Reigns, and then dropped off. And then next thing you know, as soon as the brand split, Jon Moxley had the title, and he beat Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley, and he beat Dean Ambrose for the title, and then he was off to the races. So it wouldn't shock me if he definitely kept it to Mania, but I think if the guy is going to do it, why not do it? Why not do it all right, give it to Drew, and either he does it, that's how we close out the UK show, or he loses it at the UK show and he gets a standing ovation. But what scared me,
it's just like how, like, I see this and go like, he's gonna keep it till Mania next year. It's kind of like, I mean, the track record's there so far that we are not sick of Roman Reigns.
Right.
It's literally Bizarro World from like 7 years ago, where everyone's like, yeah, this is great. Do you think there would be a point between now and then where you're like, I'm kind of done with this?
For Roman?
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm scared they're gonna turn him face, man. These baby face promos he's cutting on these house shows are killing me. And I'm scared we're gonna get him versus like Tyson Fury at the UK show.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like this is where it's going. Like, Tyson
who is
Fury
that for?
For the media, for press.
Yeah, fine.
And that's who it's for, like, it's no surprise. Tyson Fury just saw 80,000 people that was in a stadium or something like that, his boxing match. And then he, in his press conference, he's talking about going to WWE. Like, you think either they give him Roman or they're going to give him Drew McIntyre. But either way, do you want Drew McIntyre versus Tyson Fury at a UK show where he should be either holding up a title? He's the first UK champion.
Yeah.
Like, that man needs to be holding it high.
And Thomas says here there's a report that Roman's not going to lose the championships until Mania 39 to The Rock.
It's always reports,
And like, I don't want that.
No,
he's going to lose to The Rock, and then The Rock's going to be like, all right, thanks for the titles, and then go film $1 million movies.
$1 billion movies at that point.
I'm sorry, $1 billion movies. I don't know. That just seems weird too. I don't know. I feel like he's got the track record to where if he was to actually hold this title until Mania of 39, the next Mania, I think I'd be okay with that because we have the track record. It's just kind of like, how many rematches can he have? Like, we have to build someone. I mean, I guess you can build people to lose to him, and then they're kind of made off of that. But it's just kind of like, and also we got to remember this man might need a break at some point. The
man is going. The man's going and going.
He is going hard. We saw like what with Omega. I know the wrestling style is different, but that man went super hard for AEW, and now he is on his like 6th surgery or something like that. Ali versus Roman would be great.
Look, I seen a post saying one thing about Roman: he's gonna let you get your shit in, and
yeah,
Ali versus Roman. I mean, but to your point, who's going to be the person if he runs through everybody? And I think you don't want to back yourself in a corner per se, but also when the dollar signs are rolling in, It's a thing of why stop a good thing while it's going. I do want to shout out to the boy Jack Farmer from Mac Mania, those dastardly people over there. But he tweeted something that said he really wanted Jay, or he really thinks Jay Uso should be to take the titles off of Roman. And I think that's an amazing idea. I know Thomas in the chat said battle for the bloodline. I think it's something to that. It's something to, if they're able to break up or more so, if you could slip in Solo in there to be the wedge between everybody, and maybe Solo becomes his right hand, and then the Usos could go off and do their thing, and it's still bloodline love, but they go off and do their thing, and maybe Jay does get an Intercontinental or heavyweight title, Universal Undisputed Heavyweight, Liddy Body Ba. He gets a chance at the big chips, as the kids say. So I think it's something there, man, and I really love that idea because that Jack Farmer, that trader, put out, you know. So, that's the last time I'm gonna talk about Jack Farmer again. Jack Farmer,
wow,
trader, Jack Farmer,
goodness,
great guy.
I'm trying to think if there's I feel like we covered it, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, we're about to hit the hour here.
Yeah, we're about to hit the hour. So let's open it up for suggestions. But I want to put my booking hat back on. Dylan, I'm about to put my booking hat back on. I want to talk about Bailey. I want to talk about. So here's
I got these stream of consciousness when you were thinking about it.
Man. So here is my Bailey hot booking. Bailey comes back, and Bailey is on SmackDown, and she's trying to talk her way into a title shot. But also WWE, like right now they're doing a women's breakout tournament. I think they do a women's tag team tournament across all brands. And in this tag team tournament, you have Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade as a tag team. And they're the babyface tag team, and they fight hard and beat every team to get to the finals. And then you have a heel team on the other side of them that are just beating the crap out of them. And the babyface team almost wins, and the heel team wins at the end. But this allows them to now be on the main rosters and go for these tag team titles and go. So they have multiple matches where they keep coming up short. They keep losing. They can't get over that hump, baby. Can't get over the hump. Okay. At the meantime, Bailey is sitting here. She's trying to talk her way into a title match, yada, yada, yada. She finally talks her way into a title match. Finally, she gets the title match. She almost loses. But then who comes and helps? Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. Yes, they come out and they turn heel and they help Bailey win the championship. And now Bailey has a faction and a mouthpiece. Imagine, look, I love Mandy. God went from God's greatest creation to God's greatest salvation. Toxic Attraction is a masterpiece on our screens on NXT 2.0. But imagine a not even a better, but just a more evolved level of that, a more seasoned level of that, of Bailey as their head mouthpiece. And then you have Cora Jade and you got Roxy Perez. They all went from this bubbly, happy fan favorites, want to shake hands
like you.
Yeah, exactly. And they just turn and they're just evil. They're evil. You know, the Emperor's New Groove cat. What's her name?
Yzma.
Yeah, that's them. That's how I picture them in my head. And yes, you said Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell needs to be a heater with somebody. And at first I thought Bailey. I thought it'd be great, but then I was really, really thinking, because you could have this faction on SmackDown And then on Raw, you could have Indy Hartwell with Liv Morgan and really have that, and just be best friends for a while. But she's really that bodyguard type of with Liv Morgan. Then she could fight against, but imagine like Indy Hartwell versus Rhea versus Bianca. Like it's that women's division on Raw with Indy could be definitely stacked and add a lot of personality. And I think it'll be great, man. I think it'll be super, super. This is what I've been marinating on for a while, but I think this will help because Roxy, they have a lot of money into Roxy Perez. She's already like she's on she's main eventing NXT. She's in a championship, like she's doing her thing, which as she should be, being a former ROH champion. And then Cora Jade, same thing as well. Roxy Perez was in Total Divas. This is how old we are, guys. Roxy Perez was on Total Divas getting advice from Natty and Nikki Bella.
Wow.
At 13.
Nikki Bella, the greatest of all time. Of course you would get advice from her.
Yeah. This is where we're at. Question for her name. Be Cora or Jade. It'll most likely be
CJ.
Jade. Yep. Well, and that'll be a rib at
there's a rib.
CJ.
There's a rib.
Lana. Yep.
Love it. All right, we got anything else, or we wrapping it on up here?
We can wrap it on up.
All right. I don't have a hashtag of the week. I haven't thought of one.
You don't have Punk versus Hangman
as my hashtag of the week?
Yeah.
Nah.
No. All right. Fair.
I will say it's not a hashtag of the week, but I am excited for Deonna Purrazzo on Dynamite this week. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Do you think she interacts with Britt Baker?
I could see it. I mean, listen, if WWE doesn't want to do a 4 horsewomen.
Come on, don't say that. Don't do that.
Tiana Toronto. Is Punk AEW honeymoon over? Sure. I mean, I don't am I like, oh, it's CM Punk again? I'm not. That's not where I'm at right now. I'm interested to see what we do. I'm not like every time it comes up. So I'm fine with it. I'm interested to see where it goes, in all honesty. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Mike's wow. All right. Well, yeah, I don't know. Is it over? Yeah. I think the honeymoon stage is over, but to Pingo's point, what are we doing? What are we doing next? What is going to be the thing? And I think Hangman, they've done Hangman no favors.
Yeah.
Like they have not. So hopefully this is able to bring out, something with Hangman. Hopefully Punk turns heel, but then I think we're gonna get Punk versus Kenta at Forbidden Door, so maybe he doesn't turn heel. Maybe Kenta comes out and cost Punk the match.
Could be.
But yeah, that's all, guys.
That's it. I mean, that's it for the show. And I mean, this guy's gonna catch the ban, so he'll never be in this chat ever again. Yeah, you're looking for it, bud. All right. Anyway, make sure you follow us on our social medias.
Yeah,
they're up in the corner there.
I'm not sure
where to find them. You can Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, Instagram.com/THS.Wrestling, YouTube.com/that#show TV. And which one did I miss? I missed one. The most important one. Guys, most importantly, that#show.com for everything trending in geek pop culture. And we'll see you guys next week, except for Fatty P, because your ass is getting banned. Have fun.
Oh, you gave him his clout. He
That's
need
fine.
clout.
It's the only clout he'll ever
Nixon.
get in his entire life.
Bye, Nixon. Bye. Also, watch the season finale